And welcome here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pictou County Wellness Center for this game between the Bombers and the Wildcats. Scenery might be a little bit different here as we are in the secondary rink here at the Wellness Center as the Challenge Cup for the House League tournament is going on. Over in the other rink. Puck drop for the first period is about to be underway here. Place is very echoey. And here we go. Puck is dropped. Wildcats will get it right off the draw there. It's back for McKay. McKay firing that one across the ice. Wildcats breaking in here as they dump it on net. Cohen Little taking that one for the Bombers. Anderson getting that. He's trying to get by. McKay shuts him down and sends him to the corner. As they try and curl here. McKay with it. He'll move that to Rolls. Rolls getting that puck through. Robichaud making his way in. And he's taken down to the boards there by McDaniel. Grace moving that around to Swain. Swain will tip that one in. Anderson chasing. Harvey comes out of the net there for the Wildcats. He's in between the pipes this morning. Now the Wildcats the other way. Trying to move this one through. McKinnon. Hit there, it's back for Miller, who sends that to the neutral zone. Flip through, Rude trying to dump it in. They'll have to battle in front of the benches as McIntosh trying to get a stick on it now. Robichaud moving that around. Wildcats trying to break out. Cormier got a stick on it, but it's back for Matatal. Sending that to Miller, who tips it in there. Kidding, trying to break this one out. Now it's going the other way. McIntosh stealing that one. He'll cross red and throw it on net. And a blocker save there. A weird bounce off of Harvey. Up to Rue. Rue gets the tip in there. No, he won't actually. So that will be an icing against the Wildcats. Draw here back in the Wildcats zone. To the left of Harvey. Bombers trying to strike first here. Keating trying to get that one in and around. Rude. Now the Wildcats the other way. Working in, a shot on there, goes up high into the netting. Bombers have 2 games at home this weekend. Their last one, they won 12-0. Over the Dartmouth Whalers. Keating, shot on there, tipped in front. Rebound was alive there as Cormier gets it. Back out to Bowden, who tries to tip it by. Thrown in there by Reed. Keating moving that one. Wildcats with it. They'll try and break out here. They cross red and they'll dump it in. It's back from Matatal. He'll move it to Cormier. And that's off the boards there, a little bit too far. It'll be an icing against the Bombers. So the draw's back in the Bombers zone. Wildcats get it back right off the draw. McKay, he'll throw it in behind the Bombers net. Sean Gillis in between the pipes for the Bombers tonight, or this morning. Excuse me. Cormier couldn't get a handle on that one, gets it to Ross. Ross trying to break it out now. And the Bombers will get it out to the neutral. Reed chasing. And a big hit there by Gano. Sent through. Harton trying to get a handle on that one. Grace takes it right back, moves it to Little. Little throwing that one by. And we'll have another Bombers icing here early in the first period. Puck's dropped. Wildcats get it right off the draw. Diebel sending it over. It's dumped in there. They'll battle for it behind the net. Flanagan trying to get on it. Diebel holding it in at the line. It's sent back. As Grace has it in his own zone, Wildcats will have to clear here. Grace, a stretch pass up to Frazier, who couldn't get a handle on that one. Ferguson takes it. That one gets sent up. Rude throwing that one into the Bombers' zone. Wildcats having most of the possession here so far in this game. Howard has it now. He'll try and move it. And that'll be offside for the Bombers. They can't touch that one. The Wildcats take it right back. Flipped in there by Howard. Grace trying to break this one down to Swain. It's dumped right back in onto Gillis. McDaniel moving that one. McIntosh having a look there. Gives it to Little. Hands it right back to Connor Grace. Hillcross Blue bringing this one in. Trying to get a shot off. He'll curl back. McIntosh in the slot. Shot on there. And he scores! Clayton McIntosh. What a snipe. Clayton McIntosh with his third on the weekend. Strikes first here for the Bombers. Beautiful goal there. Grace quarterbacking that one, bringing it in. Turns it to McIntosh in the slot. He gets a shot on with a couple sticks in the way and snipes that one top left. Whittemore with in his own zone. He turns that one over. It's up to the line. A shot on there. And a big glove save from Sean Gillis. Just a second over 10 minutes left to go in this first period here. Wildcats controlling most of the play, but Bombers are up one. Ross working in now. Shot on there. Rebounds alive in front. Still bouncing around, and Harvey gets to it and covers that one up. A couple close rebound chances. They almost threw that one behind. Draw here in the Wildcats zone now. Wildcats win that back in their own end, moving around. Keating looking for an option in the corner. Miller trying to get his stick on that one, throw it in. Walk with it. He'll cross red and dump it in there for the Wildcats. Cormier trying to send that one through. No icing here. Irvin, they will call this. Refs talk things over maybe. And they will take back their call, so the draw will be at center ice. redraw at center. One back by, the Wildcats. There we go. Time change has been messed up a little bit, folks. Because that one's in the Bombers zone. Little throwing that around to Grace. Connor Grace moving that. And it's kept in there. A good play by McLaughlin. So that's played out. Anderson trying to clear it. McKay gets it over. Renault circling in the neutral. Cross is red. He's hit off it there, but still gets the dump. And Anderson takes a tumble. As it's flipped out to Cone Little. Little throwing it into the open ice. Frazier trying to get there first, but Renault gets his body in the way. Martin getting it back. Anderson now stealing that one. He'll throw it into the opposite corner. Wildcats will come out with it. It's Ferguson working in. And that'll be offside there against the Wildcats. So the draw here is just outside the Bombers zone. It's back, Grace. Moving that through. McDaniel trying to feed McIntosh with it, but it's intercepted there by Keating. A good play. Wonderstrom couldn't get his stick on that one. McDonald bringing this one out to the neutral for the Bombers. Jackson McDonald working in. A shot on there. Gloved up by Harvey. And that's a late hit. Looks like that's Clayton McIntosh who went down there. A way late hit after the whistle. He's back up and all right. Assistant coach Morgan Peters coming out to check on him. So no calls here on this play. We'll go back into the Wildcats zone. Robichaux breaking this one out for the Wildcats. Poked off his stick. Anderson taking it. Spencer Anderson working in. Hitting to the corner there. Still trying to grab it as he takes down Greneau. Miller in the corner battling with Little as well. And we're going to get a penalty here. And it looks like it'll be against Spencer Anderson. He'll get a cross-checking call here. The Wildcats. Oh, Wildcats getting one as well. I didn't catch who that was, but it'll stay 5-on-5 nonetheless. Draw here. Matatal throwing that one in. Kept at the line. Cormier fans on the shot there. He'll dump that one into the corner.
There you go.
And a body goes down there. Ty Bowden hit. Kept it at the line by Matatal. He takes a quick one. Hits off the shoulder of Ferguson. Bowden back up and battling for it along the boards. He'll get it up to Cormier. He takes a 1-tee shot, but Rude blocks that one, gets it out. Dumped right back in. Keating with possession. He'll move that one through. Shot on from a high slot there. Ferguson hit off. Now Ryan Ross the other way. Has Swain with him. Ross dropped back to Bowden. Bowden over. Grace a shot. Blocked in front. A big block there. Whittemore keeping it in. He'll throw it into the corner. Greneau's there. He'll try and move it around. Bowden will get there first. Not before he's hitting to the boards, and the Wildcats take possession. Whittemore. Over to Connor Grace. Tipped in there by Frazier. Greno will grab it in his own end. It's moved around. McIntosh with it now. And a big hit there from Clayton McIntosh. The reverse hit. Greno with it. He's been all over the puck thus far. He'll throw it in on Sean Gillis, and we'll get a whistle here and a draw in the Bomber zone with 5:56 left to play. Howard getting that puck back to the line, a shot there, and close chance there, but it hit a body in front. Who did it hit there? Clayton McIntosh the other way, plays it over, nice move. Jackson McDonald gets robbed there by Harvey. Frazier trying to put it in. And that one will stay out, what a save. Jackson McDonald coming in with the forehand backhand. Harvey says nope. Stops that one. So the draw here will be in the Wildcats zone. As they head the other way. Dumped in there. Gillis out of his net to make a play. As they throw that around, Reed trying to get there. Picked up and kept in by Greno. He'll throw it in front. And that one goes high to the other side. Stays in play. And it's sent down there. We'll have the Bombers. Or though they won't call icing here, all right. So it'll stay in the Wildcat zone. Bombers fighting for it. As it pops out to Greno. Greno with it again. He moves it to Rolls. Rolls, a nice pop pass there. Martin dropping that one. Back to Rolls. A shot on. And didn't get the full power behind that one. And now we're going to get a penalty. Seems to be against Matitol. Matitol heads to the box here for interference. So Wildcats, a power play opportunity late in the first period to try and tie things up here and get things back on even ground. Bombers win it back, trying to clear this one is McDaniel. It's along the boards. McKay keeping it at the line. He'll move it over. Greno shot on. Gloved up there by Sean Gillis. Draw here in the Bomber zone once again. One back by the Bombers. They'll try and clear it here. Kept in by Rolls at the line. Cohen Little. Was it Grace? Grace throwing that one. Kept in at the line. Another shot on there. Goes right to the glove of Sean Gillis. Wildcats still 1:28 left on their power play. Still lots of time to get something going here. Ferguson taking the draw. It'll be a battle for it at the dot. He'll get some help from Robichaud. McKay to Rolls. He'll pass it back over, intercepted by Anderson, but it goes back up to the line. McKay, shot on, rebounds alive. And the Bombers will clear it thanks to Whittemore. As that's back in, Harvey calming that puck down. Hands it off for McKay. McKay flipping that one up a little too far for Ferguson. He'll get there, but it's poked. Now Greno working in. Could get the shot off there. And it's cleared by Anderson. Ferguson and Little racing for it. Greno moving that one back for McKay. McKay flipping it by. Rolls trying to tip it. Bombers take possession. We'll get an offside. With 40 seconds left to go on the Valley power play. Draw here just outside the Wildcats zone. Bombers win it back a little bit far though. Grace is back to grab it. Tipped in there by McDonald. Wildcats with possession in their end. Diebel moving that one. Lonergan over. And it's flipped in there by Gavin McLaughlin. Battling for it in the corner. Bombers will get it down the length of the ice there with just 8 seconds now left on the Valley power play. Diebel back to grab it. Wildcats one more push. They'll dump it in there and we're back to 5-on-5 as Swain comes racing out. Flipped up to the middle. Couldn't get a stick on that one. Lonergan moving that one through. Tipped in there by McLaughlin. McDaniel stretch pass down to Swain. Swain trying to dump it in there. It's off for Keating. Keating throwing it through. Gallant trying to get a stick on it. It's turned over to Frazier in the slot. He's taken down there. Gallant getting it right back. Gallant hit off that one there. Grace takes possession for the Bombers. Flips it to Frazier. A shot on there. Rebound. Pops out to the corner for Bowden. He'll circle around the back of the net. He's hit there. They'll battle for it in the corner. Martin trying to flip it out. Kept in there. Swain a nice take and they'll call it offside. So we'll redraw with 1:51 left to go here, just outside the Wildcats zone. One back by the Bombers. Cormier moving that over. Whittemore crossing red. He'll dump it in onto Harvey. Greneau trying to clear it out here. Gets it to McLaughlin. He'll try and throw it. Whittemore stopping that one. Throws it right back in. Greneau moving that around. Gets it to Bartow Kelly and he'll throw it down. Cormier grabbing it. Cormier. Whittemore. And he's taken down there. Excuse me, lost his footing. McIntosh's shot from the neutral zone. It's back for Greneau. Rude. To Greneau in the zone. He'll circle around. Flipped up. Grabbed there by McDaniel. Taken right back by Ferguson, who pushes it through to the Bombers zone. The Bombers regain possession. Stretch pass to McDonald. He's working in, has a little room, a shot on. And Harvey stops that one. Back for Grace, a shot blocked in front. Keating. Anderson, and what a save there! Oh my Lord. Jonah Harvey keeps this a one-goal game with a huge glove on Connor Grace. Wow. Time change isn't messing Jonah Harvey up at all. Grace at the line, throwing that one in. Miller over in the slot. Anderson and another big save off the pad there. The Wildcats get it out to the neutral. Grace grabs it for the Bombers. Martin dumps that right back in behind Sean Gillis with just 20 seconds left to go here. Bombers throw it down there. No icing on this play. Harvey calms it down for Keating. He'll grab this one with just 2 seconds left to go. He gets hit into the boards there. And that'll be the end of the first period. Bombers leading 1-0 after the first frame. Shots 11-6 in the Bombers' favor. They'll take a quick breather, talk things over with the coaches, and we'll be back in just a moment for the second. welcome back here, folks. Second period has begun. Bombers bring it the other way. Cormier with it in the zone. Up to the line, Matata. And they score! What a quick one! Holy! Swain tipping that one in. A shot from the line. I didn't even see that one. Well, Bombers go up 2-0. A quick one in the second period. Snuck by Harvey. So we'll redraw. McIntosh with it now in the neutral. And he's taken down there. Goes back, Cormier to Matata. That's dumped into the corner of the Wildcat zone. No battle for it on the boards. Whittemore shot from the line. Goes to the opposite side. McDonald feeding up to Connor Grace. A shot there. Blocked by Keating. He'll throw it to the neutral. Intercepted by Grace, who dumps it right back in. Wildcats get that down into the Bombers' end there. Move to the neutral for McDonald. McDonald working his way in, drop pass to Reed. Reed over to Grace, trying to get the shot off. And he's shut down there. Now Gallant the other way, has some room. Working in, taken down there. And we're going to get a penalty. This might be a penalty shot if he had enough room. So Gallant had a little room there, gets taken down. And there won't be a penalty shot, but Wildcats will go to work on the power play here. Puck is dropped, Bombers win it back, Cormier firing that around the boards, kept in by Rolls. He'll flip it up to the line. Pass is a little wonky there. Greneau back for it. They'll battle for it. Little throwing that in to the Wildcats end. Greneau leaving that one behind for McKay. McKay moving that one. Rolls trying to get a stick on it. He's shut down there. Robichaud moves it back over. Greneau skating through, shut down, Bowden with it, and he'll throw it right back into the Wildcats' end. McKay grabbing it, moving it to Greneau, who loses that one in his feet. Little with it, and he'll throw it right back in. Just a little over a minute left on this Wildcats power play. Greneau, excuse me, chucking that one in. Rolls, leaving it up for McKay. Over to Greneau. Back in, Rolls, a shot on there, and that one's just high. Greneau. Nice move on the boards. He'll feed it back to the line, McKay. Back to Rolls, back to McKay in the middle. McKay, Greneau. Rolls. Drops it for Greneau. Greneau working in, feeds it in for Rolls. He can't get a shot off. Grace blocks that path. And he'll flip it over to the open ice for Ferguson. Ferguson to the line. McKay, Greneau. Back to Ferguson. Pass blocked there by Anderson. And he'll get the puck here and try and clear it. Kept in. A nice play. But he's hit off there by Ryan Ross. Rolls will get it back in the neutral. As that's into the Bombers' end now. Just 3 seconds left on that power play. And we're back to 5-on-5. Now McDonald straight out. A little room here, tipped away. A nice play there by Keating. Along the boards, and we're going to get a stoppage here. We're going to get a head contact call. Looks to be against the Wildcats. Rowan Lonergan heading to the box there, so now the Bombers will go on a 2-minute man advantage. Draw goes into the corner, excuse me. Up to the line, Grace feeding that over. McDonald, back to Grace. Grace, Jackson McDonald plays it into the slot there. Shot on from Whittemore, covered up by Harvey. Wildcats will get some fresh legs out there. Back to the line, Grace. Passes over to McDonald, into the slot, and he scores! Cohen Little. A quick one there. Cohen Little gets his first of the game. 3-0 Bombers. Draw here at center. It's back for McDaniel of the Bombers. Tipped in there by McIntosh. And Greneau taken down there. There won't be a call on this play. Wildcats with possession in their zone. Robichaud fanning on that one, but he gets it right back. A nice move there. And he'll stretch pass down to Galland, who can't reach that one.
This is the number 19, Jackson, number 6, Connor Grace.
This would be nice here against the Wildcats. Extremely close chance. The draw here back in the Wildcats zone. Little wins it straight back to Grace, who walks into the corner with it. Grace working around the net. Feeds it to Swain at the line. Swain circles back. He'll play it over. McDaniel just keeping it in. Shot on there to Little, and he'll throw it high. And that one looks like it gets to Gallant, and that'll flip up into the Bombers bench area. Draw back down here in the Wildcats zone. Little trying to get that one. Swain moving it back in. It's turned over there. Wildcats with it as they try and break it out. Little taking it right back. He's in the corner with it. Up to the line. Martin intercepting, and he'll play it out to the neutral now. Martin skating through with it. We're back to 5-on-5, and a shot goes high. And now back down the other way. In the corner, and Little loses his footing there. Now the Wildcats with it, a saucer pass. Goes a little wonky there. Diebel. Didn't know where to put that one. Howard's back to help. And it's kept in there by Matatal. Goes right back to the stick of Diebel. Now the other way. Lonergan trying to push through there as he's fresh out of the box. Matatal battling. McLaughlin keeps it in. Moving it around. Lonergan in the corner. Trying to feed it in front. Pass was blocked there. And that one will exit down the length of the ice, excuse me. Down to the Wildcat zone. Picked up by Greneau. Throws that one through. And that'll be a Wildcats icing. the draw here back in the Wildcat zone. Wildcats moving that around. Whittemore couldn't keep it in. Now racing for it. McLaughlin taken down there. As Ryan Ross gets back. Shot blocked by Ryan Ross. Another one. They shut him down there. Another shot from Gurneau goes just high. Rude back in the corner with it. Gets it up to Keating. Keating keeping it in there. Taken right back. Connor Grace with it. Now he'll fly the other way. Moving it to Ross. Ross throwing that in. Blocker save there from Harvey. Now the Wildcats bringing it through the other way. Gurneau.
Right around, Blair, right around. Nope.
Whittemore grabbing that one.
Look at the holding.
Oh, and a rough hit there. Whittemore collides with the post. He's up and all right. And it goes down for the Wildcats. Covered up by Harvey. We're going to stoppage in play here. 13:33 left to go. My clock is extremely wrong. Sorry about that. There we go. Battle for it at the dot. It's up for the Bombers. Cormier circling in. That's poked out of his stick. And Martin the other way with it. Working through. Plays it over. Robichaud got shut down. Robichaud made contact there with Gillis, who now has no stick. And a shot there goes high. Gillis could have used his stick there. It's turned over. Wildcats keeping it in. Martin in the corner, playing that around. McIntosh battling for it on the boards. He'll try and hold McKay there. Shot on. Oh, and a close one there. McIntosh couldn't grab it. It bounced over his stick. Played in. Keating trying to get a shot off there, but McDonald throws it out. Gillis thinking about going to grab his stick. He'll stay put. So they battle for it in the Wildcat zone here. Close chance there on a big hit. It's back for Grace. Grace moving that to Frazier. Frazier back for Little. Over to McDaniel, shot on. Blocker save there from Harvey. Frazier picking up the rebound. Back up to McDaniel, another shot on. Tipped wide, Anderson. Still has that one behind the Wildcats net, moving it. McKay getting that one over. Gurneau will race for it. McKay firing that one through, intercepted by Swain. He'll play it back in for Little. Over to Anderson, a shot on. And that one's just high. Howard couldn't get that one through. Swain in the slot. Gets it on the boards. Little over to Grace. Shot on. Sticked in front there by Bartow Kelly. And it'll go high up into the netting. And Sean Gillis able to get his stick back. Draw here in the Wildcat zone. They'll battle for it on the boards. Whittemore with it. Hit off that one by McLaughlin. Whittemore keeping that one in. And I believe that is a hand pass call we're going to get there. Against Blair Whittemore. Draw here just inside the Wildcats end. Wildcats get it off the draw. Keating moving it. Played through. Ferguson couldn't get a stick on it. Reed grabs it and he'll throw it right back in. That one flips out to the neutral. Cormier passes it back for Whittemore. Whittemore, what a hit there. Whittemore is laid out by McLaughlin. Oh my goodness. Reed along the boards, battling for this one. Taking off his stick. Cormier couldn't keep it in at the line. It's back for Ross. Evil. Moving that one through. Rude. Back for Grace. Grace firing that one through. Ross working in, a shot on. That one goes wide. Trying to get this one out. It's up to Grace at the line. Grace, a shot on. Don't know where it is. Rebound's alive. Covered up by Harvey, who finds that one and gets the stoppage. Draw here in the Wildcats zone. Up to the line, Grace to Miller. Shot on there. McDonald picks up the rebound, throws it back for Grace at the line. Grace working in. Into the slot, and he scores. What a goal! Connor Grace makes it 4-0 for the Bombers. Halfway through this second period. Wildcats will get it back off the draw there. Greneau has it back in his end. They'll try and move it through the neutral, flipping that by. Getting it to Martin, who dumps it in. Grace. Trying to get that one out. He'll get some help from Miller, who throws it down there. No icing on this play. Rolls. Feeding it back up to the neutral. That's turned over. And turned right back over. Merton with it. Moving it. Robichaud. Working in. Nice pass over to Rolls. He'll cut. Nice little spin move there. Gets it to McKay. To Greneau. Greneau shot on. Hits off the head of Gillis. But he keeps it out. Up to Miller. And that goes down there. Back into the Wildcats' end. Greneau with it again. Stretch pass. Gallant tips it in. Gallant racing for it, but Gillis comes out and moves that out of the danger zone. Little poking that by so Cormier can grab it. Cormier to Matatal. Matatal flipping that one through, and that goes up into the Wildcats bench now. Here in the Bombers' end. And that one flips up high into the netting. So we get a stoppage in play. That goes around Cormier. In his own zone, trying to break this one out. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson up to Little. Little trying to get by Diebel. He'll throw it in for Anderson. Anderson in the corner. Moving around the back of Harvey. Up to the line for Matatal. Over, and Cormier couldn't get that one initially. He tries to throw it back in. Gallant intercepts. Turn right back over. Matatal. Thrown in there. Played over. Grace couldn't reach that one. It'll sneak back to the neutral. Grace to Whittemore. Whittemore dumps that one in, and it'll bounce off the boards right into the hand of Harvey, who will cover it up there. here in the Wildcats zone. Wildcats will get it back off the draw, Keating with it. Flips that off the glass out to the neutral where Connor Grace grabs it. Moves that one to Whittemore. Grace firing that down. Ross has some room here. Shot on, and he scores! Ryan Ross sneaks it through the 5-hole, making it 5-0 for the Bombers this Sunday morning. Draw here at center. Swain getting it off that one as it's tied up, excuse me, at the dot. Swain getting it back for Whittemore to Grace. Grace moving that in. Bowden trying to get it back to Ross. Ross will chase him behind the net. Bowden to Grace, a shot on. Covered up there by Harvey. Shots 24-9 for the Bombers. Into the neutral. Bombers battling for it. Cormier throws that one right back in. McKay has it now. He'll circle around for the Wildcats. Hands it off for Greneau. Greneau with it. Moves that one through. Tipped in by Rolls. They'll chase after that one. Cormier trying to move this one through. It's up for McDonald, excuse me. Jackson McDonald taken down there. We're going to get a tripping call against the Wildcats. The Bombers will head to another power play. Draw here in the Wildcats zone. Cormier playing that one over on the boards. McIntosh back to Cormier. Shot on there. Goes off the crossbar and stays out. A close chance there. Ross. Nice move at the line. Plays it in, but it's tipped there by Ferguson. Anderson recovers. Gets that one around. Anderson circling. He's getting caught up on the boards here, looking for an option. Gets some help from Ross. Miller back to Ross. Ross to Anderson. Cormier, McIntosh, back to Cormier, back to Clayton McIntosh, shot on, blocked in front there, and it goes wide. Ross getting it up to Cormier, moves it back to Anderson. Cormier, 1T, goes high. McIntosh grabbing the rebound with his feet. Up to the line, Cormier, Anderson, Cormier, McIntosh along the boards. He'll cut up to the top and circle back in. McIntosh shot on there, and it goes just wide. Anderson to Cormier at the line. McIntosh to Cormier. Nice move there. Cormier walking in. Shot on, and he scores. What a goal! Brett Cormier snipes it perfectly, top right in the corner, making it 6-0 for the Bombers here late in the second period. And Harvey will come out of the net right now, unfortunately. He had a few really awesome saves. The Bombers were peppering him, and he couldn't grab the couple of ones that snuck through. So Innes in there now, and Something seems to be happening here, penalty-wise. Ferguson going to the box. Now he'll come out and Greneau will go in.
Flipping Jackson down here 20 minutes ago. No, I'm lost. No idea.
So, something going on here. We're back to 5-on-4 for another 2 minutes for the Bombers. I have no clue why. Grace playing that one in. I'll try and get some more information on that for you within the next few minutes here as Grace crosses through. Cutting back up to the line, Little. Trying to play that one in, tipped there. Goes to Whittemore. Whittemore along the boards. He's hit there by Keating, trying to recover, and he will. Gets it to Grace. To McDonald. Puck is a little too far ahead of him. He'll still get it into Bowden. Tipped away there. Now we'll get a call here against the Bombers. A tripping call, I believe, against Ty Bowden. Bartow Kelly getting tripped up there and breaking his stick. An unfortunate play. Definitely frustrated with that one. So now 4-on-4 for 1:07. Shot on there, goes wide. Diebel at the line. Flipping that one in. Intercepted. Now Frazier has it. Frazier in the neutral crossing red. He'll bring this one through. Cutting around the back of the net. And it's taken away there by Rolls. Covered up by Innes. Ty Bowden getting a hooking call there. Cormier moving that in. Shot on from Anderson, blocked to get it up to the line. Matatal. Matatal shot on. Gloved up there by Innes. Here in the Wildcat zone. Played in behind the Wildcats end. Martin has it now. Martin skating through the neutral. Trying to get by Matatal, who shuts him down. McLaughlin recovering for the Wildcats, throws it in. Anderson grabbing it. Moving it to Cormier. Cormier back to Anderson. Anderson working in. Shut down there by Bartow Kelly. He flips that one out. Cormier throwing that down. Lonergan has that one. Moves that one over to McLaughlin. He'll work past the red line, trying to dump that in. Goes off the shoulder of Grace. Grace fires that one way down there as the Bombers are now on the penalty kill. Move through to Ferguson. Ferguson flying by, crossing blue. Shut down there by Grace. And Miller will clear it with just 8 seconds left on that Wildcats power play. McKay with it. He'll cut back as Ross lost his footing. McKay to Ferguson. Ferguson intercepted there by Bowden, who's fresh out of the box. Gets it back for Grace. Grace. McDaniel in deep for Miller with a shot there, and that one goes wide. A big save from Innes. Grace getting it. McDaniel shot on. The rebound almost thrown in by Miller there again. Down in behind the net. Bowden winning the race there. He'll cut back into the corner. McKay shuts him down. Now Miller will race for it. Battling forward in the corner. Wildcats trying to get their sticks in there. It'll stay in the Wildcat zone. Ferguson, reverse hit onto Ty Bowden there. Kept in at the line. Connor Grace working in. Shot on through traffic, and Ross couldn't reach that rebound. And it's poked out to the neutral there. And back down to the Bomber zone. Robichaux trying to grab that one, getting some help. But it's taken right back by McDaniel. Bowden couldn't get that one out, and that'll be offside. With 43 seconds left to go. Dumped into the Bomber zone there by the Wildcats. Whittemore trying to play that one around. He will. Gets it to Cormier. Cormier's pass intercepted. Greneau trying to reach that one. Shot on. Goes high. Back up. Kept in. Down in deep. Lonergan playing it into the slot there. And that one sneaks by all the way out to the neutral. Howard back for it in his own zone. Donald trying to throw him off of it as they battle. Goes into the boards. McIntosh with it, shot on, tries to sneak through the 5-hole there. Innes gets the stick down, and that will finish out this second period. Both teams will head back to the locker rooms as it's 6-0 Bombers, shots 32-9, heading into the third period. We'll be back in just a moment, folks. On High Bucks. And welcome back here, folks. Third period action about to start between the Bombers and the Wildcats. This place is loud, very echoey in here. Puck drop, about to be underway. And here we go. Bombers get it back off the draw. Connor Grace moving that. McDaniel firing that one down as that goes right in to the Wildcat zone. Wildcats with possession now themselves. So they get it out to the neutral, battling for it. We'll get a high stick call here. We'll go back over. Draw just outside the Bomber zone. Draw battling in the corner. Grace working through, playing that one to Swain in the slot. Swain bringing it in, trying to get it over to Anderson. Intercepted there by McKay. McKay moving that one. Bartel Kelly shut down there. He'll get it right back and dump it in. No icing here. Connor Grace in his own zone. Moving that one through. Bombers icing. Draw here. Back in the Bombers' end. Back for Cormier. Brett Cormier. Pass intercepted there. And taken by Gallant. He'll lose that one and send it back into his own end here. They get caught up on the ref there. Going little with it. He'll throw that one in. As it's around. Keating battling for it, but McIntosh will bring it into the corner. Taken right back. McDonald with it in the corner now. Into the slot, no one's there. And now rolls the other way, flipping it past Cormier into the Bomber zone. Sent through there. No icing on this play against the Bombers. That goes in. Ferguson feeding that back. Greneau. Who it feels like it's been all over this puck, sends it to Rude. Rude working in, shot on there, stays out, and Grace clears that rebound. Shot on from Diebel. Pushed away there by Gillis. Diebel again over, and the broken stick there blocks his pass. The Wildcats will recover in their own zone. Pass block there by McDonald. He'll take possession now, feeding that back for Grace. Grace flicking that through. It'll fly high up into the netting. A little late hit after the whistle. Greneau and Reed battling. Draw one back here by the Wildcats. Push back into the Bomber zone. Icing here. Sorry about that, folks. Had some mic difficulty, but we're back here in the Wildcat zone. Draw in the Wildcats end here after a Wildcats icing. Bowden in the corner with it for the Bombers. That's moved around by Ross. Ross up to the line, Whittemore to Cormier. Shot on there, and Innes grabs that and doesn't let the rebound out, and some pushing after the whistle, and then that will come off, of course. Draw here back in the Wildcats end. One back by Ryan Ross to Cormier. Cormier at the line, throwing that one in. As that goes around, Reed battling for it with Keating. Miller getting in there as well. As that's flipped out to the neutral, Matatal dumping that right back onto Innes. Robichaud will grab it. Robichaud flipping that one by, getting it to McLaughlin, who will race through the neutral and dump that into the Bombers zone. Cormier in the corner battling with Robichaud as it's sent out to the neutral there. Racing for it, Ross and Keating, as it's back for Cormier, who works in there, poked away by McLaughlin. Bowden now in the corner. Keating flipping that one through to Gallant. Gallant sending that. McLaughlin crosses red and he'll dump it in. As that's flipped by into the Wildcat zone here. McDaniel trying to get a pass through, intercepted there. Ferguson will take it and dump it right back into the Bomber zone. McDaniel back, sends that around, trying to get it to Anderson. Little, back for Anderson. Anderson working in, has some room, shot on, goes just high there. Up into the glass. Bruneau moving that around, trying to get it to Giebel. Goes up to the line. Now Ferguson stealing that one, he'll skate it through. Ferguson walking in, and it's intercepted there and thrown back to the neutral by the Bombers. Bartow Kelly chucking that one in. Sean Gillis grabbing it. He'll leave it there. McDaniel rimming it around. Now it's moved to Little. Little trying to sneak by Ferguson. He'll get it in, but he's taken down there. And Ferguson will take that puck right back. Bruneau working in, getting it by. Howard will tip that one in on the blue line. Cormier to Grace, who stretches that one down for Swain, who has a little room now. He's shut down there by McKay. Good defensive play as Anderson comes in to help. Martin stealing that one. Working through to Lonergan. Taken right back by Anderson. Now he'll work in. Anderson in. And shut down by McKay again. A couple great plays from McKay. As they go the other way with it. Big hit on the glass there. McDonald's back for it. Shot on. And that'll be offside, I believe. Draw here just outside the zone. Cormier taking the other way, trying to get a shot on, gets it over to McIntosh in the slot. Cleared out there, back up to McDonald. Cormier, shot on, blocked in front by Rolls, goes wide. Fed through behind the Wildcats net. McIntosh getting up to Cormier. That's fed back. Whittemore to McDonald. Bombers trying to work their way back in. McDonald, nice move there. Puck rolled a little too far ahead. McIntosh over in front. And a big block there from McLaughlin. As that one flips through. Keating stealing that one, battling with Swain with it forward. Swain forward, excuse me. McDonald plays it into the slot. Taken there by McIntosh. He'll try and race to keep it in. As he throws it back. Keating intercepting. He throws that one through. For Wildcats icing. Draw here in the Wildcats' end. Shot on there, quick one off the draw by Bowden. Miller keeps it in. Blake Miller hit there by Greneau, a big hit. Into the corner. The Lamp battling with McDaniels. They get it up to Bowden at the line. Ty Bowden working in, sends that one over, and a goal. Blake Miller sets up in the crease and tips that one in. A few close chances in front last period. He'll get one here. Blake Miller making it 7-0. Ford Bombers. Grace gets back off the draw. Almost turned over. Howard pushing, but Grace circles back. Connor Grace, a big hit there. Ferguson takes Grace down. Lots of pushing and shoving here. Things are getting chippy as that's sent back to the Wildcat zone. Draw here back in the Bombers zone after an icing. Backed up, sent back in at the line. Cormier intercepting. Now he'll bring it out to the neutral. Brett Cormier working in. Shot on there. Rebound's alive. And we're going to get a penalty. And Ty Bowden heading back to the box here. Or maybe not. Oh, it'll be Lonergan of the Wildcats heading for a slash here. So Bombers back to work on the power play with 11:31, left to go. Draw one back to Cormier. But Greneau tries to push at it. Cormier with it. In for Ross. Ross circling. Cormier. Bowden. Over to Ross with some room. Shot on. Blocked in front by Greneau. Bowden with the rebound. Ty Bowden throws that one in quickly on the power play. Making it 8-0 for the Bombers here. Just 9 seconds in the power play. With it in his own zone. He'll chuck that one through to Gallant. He dumps that one in. Whittemore flipping that one high back to the neutral. Little couldn't get a stick on it. He left the battle with Gallant. Robichaud tried to take that one. Little takes it right back, giving it to Reed. Reed, Anderson in the slot, shut down there by Rolls. The Wildcats head the other way with it. Flip back, Little. He'll circle back around in the neutral, bringing it in. Going Little, wrapping around, and couldn't get the full stick on it. It's up to McDaniel with a quick shot, and a big toe save there for Innes. Another shot on, tipped, goes wide into the corner. Going Little with it as he throws it around. McLaughlin tried to keep it in. The Bombers will have to clear here. Whittemore couldn't keep it in at the line. Snuck out a little bit. McKay firing that one through, getting it to Howard. Howard working in now, dropping that one back. Ferguson shot on there, and that's just high. Kept in by Diebel. Howard couldn't keep a hold of that one. Little will grab it. Colin Little shot on, goes wide there. Howard the other way. Flipping it back, Ferguson. Still has it. Ferguson pushing it through. A couple nice moves. And fans on the shot. Close opportunity once again for Ferguson. Cormier dumping that on. Gloved up by Tatum Innes. Along the boards, Wildcats get it in their end. McLaughlin moving it around to Keating. Trying to race there. Frazier keeps it in the corner. Playing around. Lonergan along the boards. Flip back. Now the Wildcats going the other way. Trying to move this one through to Rolls. Shut down there. Excuse me, Martin throwing it in front. Taken by Frazier. Trying to keep a handle on that one. McDonald pushes it through. And Martin steals it right back. Martin working in. Shot on there. Gloved up by Sean Gillis. With 8:51 left to go. One back by the Bombers. McDaniel moving that one to Bowden. Bowden flipping that one through, intercepted, but it's right back to McDaniel. Tries to throw this one in. Greneau battling with McDaniel forward. Greneau working through, crosses red, drops it back. Gallant back to Greneau in behind the net, who tries to get there, and we're going to get a penalty against Greneau. Greneau heads to the box here for slashing. Bombers back on the power play. 8:23. Swain back to the line. Whittemore. In deep, McDaniel. Back up to Whittemore to the line. Ross couldn't get a handle on that one. He'll recover off the boards. Circling in, Martin's on his tail. He'll send it back up to Blair Whittemore. Back for Ryan Ross. Whittemore. In deep, McDaniel. Swain was taken down there. No call on this play. Ross, and Swain's taken down again there. And we're going to get a penalty for it now. And he's taken down again, and that shot goes off the post. Good job on Isaac Swain keeping his cool.
Wildcats number 15, Chuck Rico, forwards for slashing, coming from the 8:23, the third period.
So now 5-on-3 for the Bombers here. Cormier, Anderson, back to Cormier. To Little.
They put him inside the net.
Back to Anderson, to Cormier, back to Anderson. Into the slot for Miller, and that one goes just high. Miller almost getting a second one. Anderson throwing that around. Miller in the corner. Sends it through. Anderson in the slot, shot on. Hits a stick in front and goes high. Miller back in the corner with it. He'll feed it up to the line. Cormier, Anderson to Cormier. Into the slot, Little. And that one is tipped down, just bounces wide.
We can't move him.
Anderson into the slot, Little's wide open. Miller with the 1-T. Goes wide there, and Tatum Innes will jump at that one, covering it up.
Wildcats up under 2, 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Now it's up to 7:37 for the third period.
Off the draw, Bombers getting it. McDonald. Over to McIntosh. Shot on there. Blocked in front. A big block from Lonergan. Whittemore racing back for it. Drops it for Jackson McDonald. McDonald dropping it back off for Whittemore. He'll bring it in. McDonald. And that'll do it. We're back to 5-on-4 here. McDonald shot on. Blocked in front and cleared out. McLaughlin, a big block there. Whittemore crossing through. McDonald coming back. He's hit off that one. And the Wildcats will clear it with just 8 seconds left to go on their penalty kill. McDonald and Robichaud got tangled up. McDaniel moving that one over. Reed. McDaniel doesn't know where that one is. Bartow Kelly will take advantage as he's hit down there. And that one sneaks back out. That'll be a Wildcats icing. Battle for it off the dot. Bartow Kelly will steal it into the corner of his own zone. Trying to flip that one through. Gets it to Robichaud, who recovers off that one and sends it through to Gallant. Robichaud and Frazier go down there. Gallant shot on. Blocker save from Sean Gillis. That one goes up high. 5 minutes left to go here in this game. You're on the Bombers' end. Rude dumping into the corner off the draw. That goes around. Brett Cormier sending it through. Ty Bowden trying to push it by McKay. Bruneau, who's out of the box now, will recover there. Bruneau cycling through. Nice pass up to Rude, who has a little room now. Tries to go for the toe drag. Shut down by Cormier. Ross. Back from Atitol. Sends that one around to Cormier. Up for Ross. Tipped away there by Gruneau. Cormier has it back in his own end. Sends that one through. Frazier trying to get on it. Gruneau steals it. He'll try and send that one over to Rude. It's intercepted by Ryan Ross. Back into the corner. Howard with it. Poked away there. Martin with it now. Shot on. Blocked by Ross. Or excuse me, by Whittemore. Now Bowden trying to push by. Gruneau stealing that one from him. He'll circle back in his own zone. Trip Gruneau. Crossing red. Dumps that one in. Gillis out of the net to settle the puck down. He hands it off for Whittemore to Little. Little flipping by, gets it to Anderson, who pushes it through. Frazier couldn't keep a handle on that one. Lonergan gets that one over. Little, stretch pass, intercepted by Keating, who dumps that right back in. McDaniel sending that one around. That's flipped way up high. Back out to the neutral, Keating. Circling his own end. Tries to feed it through. Little intercepts. He'll battle for it on the boards. It's sent through for Lonergan. Lonergan crossing in. Tries to send it back. No one was there. Little will take that one, flipped it up. Back for Keating. Keating. Robichaud. Throws that one off the glass. Now, Wildcats a chance here. Big backhand shot from McGuire. Sent through. Anderson will flip that one by, and he's taken down. No call here. Bartow Kelly. With this one, stretch pass down, tipped in by Rolls there. And that'll go up and hit the netting. Draw here just outside Bomber zone. Clayton McIntosh battling for it off the draw. He's taken down with a hip check from Howard, and they'll get tangled up on the boards. Pushing by, Miller keeps that one in. Nice move there. Lane Miller battling for it. Battling with Bartow Kelly. And it's flipped past Howard, trying to race by. Checked there by Matatal. Cormier passing that one off the boards, getting it to Miller, who's almost hit off that one. Greneau. McDonald in with it now. Nice move there. Backhand shot goes high. McIntosh picks up the rebound off the glass. McIntosh in the corner. Holds that one there with his foot. Greneau battling for it. He'll get that one out. Matatal shot on. Gloved up by Ennis. Draw here. The Wildcats end. Minute 34 left in play. Battle for it in the corner. Bowden getting some help from Reed. Sent up to the line. Matatal shot on, goes into the opposite corner. Wildcats sending this one through to Gallant. Intercepted. Cormier takes it. And he'll move it in for Reed. As that's moved through, Reed hit off that one. And Robichaud clears it out to the neutral. McDaniel. And that one sending it through. Bowden hit off that one. Ross battling for it. Reed in the corner trying to flip it through. Bowden down behind the net. McKay takes it off his stick and sends it up. Rude sends it back, but it'll go for Whittemore. Robichaud and Whittemore collide with each other there. McKay getting it to Greneau with just 30 seconds left. Greneau racing through. Shot on there. Goes high into the glass. McDaniel picking up the rebound. Anderson the other way. We're going to get a penalty here. Seems to be against the Wildcats, as they're trying to throw checks here and there. Little back with it. Sends it back to Whittemore. Whittemore will decide to hold this one and limit the physicality. And the Bombers take the win over the Wildcats, 8-0. A great weekend at home here for the Bombers. Yesterday morning winning 12-0 Now today 8-0. Both Mason Gunn and Sean Gillis getting a shutout this weekend. Final shots 42-14. Once again, final score 8-0 Bombers.